Good evening, folks. I'm Michael Steele. So we begin tonight 100 days since Donald Trump took the oath of office for the second time. To say the least, a lot has happened since then. We've seen the first stages of the president's cruel mass deportation plans, one that includes kicking children, some of them U.S. citizens, out of the country, as well as those who have not been afforded due process. Trump also gave the world's richest man the keys to overhaul the federal government, dismantle agencies, and lay tens of thousands of government employees off from work. He's also flirted with defying the courts, pardoned January 6 defendants, threatened to take control of Canada, Greenland, the Panama Canal, and even Gaza. And he still managed to go golfing almost every weekend. How's he do it? What could be most damaging to Trump's presidency, however, is his handling of the issue that got him elected, the economy. And despite promising to solve inflation and bring down costs on day one, Trump's tariff policies and the ensuing trade war have had the opposite effect. To put it in perspective, Trump's first 100 days are the worst for the stock market since Richard Nixon. And consumer confidence is the lowest it's been since 2020. Oh, and those grocery prices, they haven't gotten any lower either. Even the Wall Street Journal editorial board wrote this morning that these policies may be what sinks Trump's presidency, writing presidential second terms are rarely successful, and on the evidence of his first 100 days, Donald Trump's won't be any different. The president needs a major reset if he wants to rescue his final years from the economic and foreign policy shocks he has unleashed. And folks, we still have 1,362 days to go. But who's counting? Joining me now is Charlie Dent, former Republican congressman from Pennsylvania, Maria Teresa Kumar, president and CEO of Voto Latino, and an MSNBC contributor, and Ron Insana, a senior analyst with CNBC. Welcome to all of you. So I want to start with an interview Trump did this afternoon with ABC News on if Americans should expect hard times. Let's take a quick listen.
You said concerning the tariffs, which economists say are going to raise prices, you said, quote, hang tough. Yeah. It won't be easy. You said that to the American people. Is that what Americans should expect, some hard times?
I've said that during my campaign. Look, we won a campaign by a lot. We won all 7 swing states. We won the popular vote by a lot. You know, we had a tremendous campaign. I said all of these things during my campaign. I said, you're going to have a transition period. We've been ripped off by every country all over the world. They're laughing at us. They thought we were stupid people, and we were. And I said, that's not going to happen. We're not going to let that happen.
Hard times are ahead?
I don't think so. I think great times are ahead.
Mr. Insana, hard times ahead, good times ahead. What say you, sir?
I think we'll go with hard times ahead for 1,000, Michael. Look, I think, and not to make light of this, I mean, we're already getting indications that the economy is slowing down. We're going to get first quarter GDP numbers tomorrow that may show that the economy contracted even before all of this tariff activity started. And while there's some hints that deals are in the works with either India or Japan or some other Asian country, we know that ships from China are coming this way either with very little on board, or that port activity around the West Coast, whether it's Seattle, Los Angeles, or Long Beach, is very, very thin. And we could see, according to some economists, almost pandemic-like shortages within the next couple of months if this tariff and trade war continues. So my bet is hard times ahead, certainly in the short run. Whether or not they reverse course and do something to take the strains off the economy that are due to come remains an open question.
Maria, let's have a listen to Scott Bessent today on the idea that folks, maybe they shouldn't be worried about all of this. Let's take a quick listen.
Are you worried about empty shelves? Because they say that a lot of these, the supply lines and the cargo ships are being held up. A lot of people are saying, turn it around with the tariffs this high. I don't want the product. Are you worried about empty shelves?
Not at present. We have some great retailers. I assume they pre-ordered. I think we'll see some elasticities. I think we'll see replacements. And then we will see how quickly the Chinese want to de-escalate.
How much pre-ordering does it take? I mean, for example, if I'm a small business owner, I have a limited availability of shelf space. So the pre-ordering is not a whole lot. And okay, so if I do, I still don't have shipments that I'm able to access on the back end of that because the boats aren't coming in, the trains aren't moving, and the trucks aren't on the road. So help us understand what this all means for
Mike,
consumers.
I'm glad that you started off with small businesses, because most small businesses don't actually have they don't have the capital to forward calculate how much they're going to need, because at the same time, what they're seeing is that not only may they may not have the inventory, but they are also seeing so many Americans tightening up their wallets because they're saying, wait a second, I don't know if I can plan, because I saw my 401k literally cut in half with less than 100 days of this administration. And what folks don't realize, well, I think folks are starting to realize, is that the volatility that he is imposing internationally is despite that many of the trade agreements that we signed, he led. The trade agreement that we have with China, that was his deal. So he's backtracking. And the Chinese, for the very first time, we're seeing the Chinese cut deals with Japan and with Korea. And we're assuming that when we're all ready, that they are going to be waiting for us. But anytime we have a conversation, I think I was, having this conversation with you, it's like, when you have a conversation in a relationship and the person keeps breaking or changing their minds, are you going to trust them?
Right.
And one of the things of the fundamental pieces that we need when it comes to trade agreements is like, are you going to hold your end of the bargain? I don't think that's true.